Welcome back to NTN. I'm thrilled to have you join us for another exciting adventure today. Whether you're a longtime subscriber or a newcomer to our channel, we're so grateful to have you here. In today's video, we have something special in store that's bound to spark your interest and, hopefully, leave you entertained and informed. But before we dive in, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell, so you never miss out on the fantastic content we have coming your way. Now, without further ado, today Jewish Rabbi Yaakov Shapiro explains whether Zionism and Judaism are one and the same thing. So, if you've ever wondered about the roots of this influential ideology, stay tuned.
Let me ask you this question, Rabbi Shapiro. Is anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism synonymous?
No, may I say, it's stupid. That's exactly what it is. It's absolute nonsense. It's very simple. First of all, Zionism is not Judaism. And even if Zionism was Judaism, if somebody doesn't like my religion, it doesn't make him an anti-Semite. There are plenty of religions that I don't like. There are probably certain religions that you don't like. If I don't like somebody's religion, that doesn't make me a hater. If I don't like somebody's essential characteristics, something he's born with, if I judge somebody by the color of his skin or his nationality or the way that something that he's born with, then that's hate. But if I judge somebody by his lifestyle choices, including his religion, there are all sorts of satanic religions and stuff, that's not hate speech. That's an opinion. Just any ideology is subject to opposition, and Zionism is just an ideology, even if it would be part of Judaism, which it's not. Now, Zionism not only is not part of Judaism, but it contravenes Judaism. You see, Zionism was invented in the 19th century, and it was designed to change the definition of what a Jew is. The formula that the Zionists give, which actually capsulizes Zionism very well, and it also is used by them to explain why anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. Benjamin Netanyahu uses this in his book called Among the Family of Nations. He says that saying I'm anti-Zionist, but I'm not anti-Jew is the same as saying I'm anti-America, the existence of America, but I'm not against the American nationality. In other words, as Avigdor Lieberman puts it on Israel's website and MFA, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Japan is to the Japanese what France is to the French, what Israel is to the Jews. Now, mind you, the real formulation is that Japan is to the Japanese what France is to the French, what Israel is to the Israelis. There's only one country in the world, and that's Israel. One country in the world that claims to be the nation state of people that are not its citizens, that never were its citizens, don't plan on being its citizens. It means two things. If Israel would be the country of the Israelis, that means whether you're Jewish or not, Israel's your country. But because Israel claims that it's the state of the Jews, not the Israelis, you could be an Israeli citizen, but there's a nation-state law that says that national self-determination rights only apply to the Jews. That means, A, if you are an Israeli citizen, but you're not Jewish, Israel is not your nation-state. 2, it means that if you are a Jew, such as myself, who does not live in Israel, I'm not an Israeli citizen, my father's family is from Poland, on my mother's side, they're from England and Russia. This means that Israel claims, because I'm born Jewish, that Israel is my state. And that's absolutely not true. I have nothing to do with some country in the Middle East. What Zionism did is change the definition of Jew, or in their mind, from a religion to a nationality. It's very simple. The definition of Jew, according to Judaism, and according to the way Jews have identified all throughout history, is quite simple. There's a story of the Jewish people in the Bible. God gave the Torah to the Jews on Mount Sinai. Very simple. God gave Moses the law, and he gave it to the Jews. That's it. Now, if you change God, we're a monotheistic religion. If you change God like the old pagans did, you're changing the religion of Judaism to another religion, if you don't believe in our God. If you don't believe in our law, you add a New Testament, for example, like the Christians did, you changed our religion. The Zionists changed the third part of that equation, the Jewish people. God gave the law to the Jews. The pagans changed what? God is, the Christians changed what the law is, and the Zionists changed what the Jews are. The Jews, they said, are not somebody that was created on Mount Sinai, that was enjoined by God, deputized into the religion to follow the Torah. That's what a Jew is. If the law says you are obligated to follow the Torah, that makes you Jewish. If not, not. Your father's Jewish and your mother's not Jewish, you're not Jewish. That's religious doctrine. The Zionists said, no, we don't like that. We don't want that. That makes trouble. People don't like Jews because of the religion. We're going to become Jews, but not religious-wise. We're going to become a nationality. See, in the 19th century, nationalism helped a lot of people, the Balkan states and so on. And they said, we're going to transform our Jewish identity from a religion to a nationality. So here's what they did. They said, first, we have to give the Jewish people national characteristics. The Jews had no national characteristics. We did not have a common land. Israel is a holy land. Very important to know. Israel is to the Jews a holy land, not a national homeland. A homeland means the place where the nation was born. And indeed, in Israel's language, in modern Hebrew, homeland is called Moledet, which means the place you're born. In Israel's Declaration of Independence, it says the Jewish people were born here. That's false. According to Judaism, the Jewish people were born at Mount Sinai. According to Zionism, the Jewish people were born when Joshua led the Jews into Israel, if they actually believe that, which they don't, but at least in them, what they claim is mythology, that's when Judaism started. They claim the Jews were born in that land. They changed the concept of a holy land to a national homeland. Difference is that if it's a homeland, it doesn't matter who has sovereignty over it. Jerusalem and the Holy Land is just as holy when the Turks owned it, or the Ottomans, when the British owned it, when the Romans owned it. In fact, today, part of Lebanon, southern Lebanon, is the Holy Land. It's considered the land of our forefathers. And Eilat, which is part of Israel, is not part of the Holy Land. So if you're living in Eilat, you're considered as if you're not living in the Holy Land. It's the same as you'd be living in Paris, but in southern Lebanon. But somewhere, southern Lebanon, that's considered the Holy Land. They changed it to a national homeland, for some reason, that the Jews therefore need to have sovereignty over it, which is false. Not only do the Jews don't care about sovereignty over it, it's holy no matter what. The Jews are not allowed to have sovereignty over it before the Messiah comes. They gave the Jews a national language, Hebrew. Jews haven't spoken Hebrew for thousands of years, literally. Even in the days when the destruction of the temple 2,000 years ago, when we lived in the Holy Land with the temple, we spoke Aramaic. In biblical times, the Jews spoke Hebrew. In biblical time, Abraham, Moses, they spoke Hebrew. However, that's not what made us into a people. That wasn't our national language, the way English makes Englishmen into English. Every language reflects the name of the people that speak it. China, Chinese. England, English. America, also English. Mexico, Spain, Spanish, etc. But in Hebrew, in Judaism, Hebrew is not called Jewish. It's called Lashon HaKodesh, which means the holy language, because it wasn't a national language. Could be we spoke it once, we did in biblical times, but that's not what made us into a people. During the times of the second temple, we spoke Aramaic. Okay, but the Zionists said we need to give the Jews a language. So we're going to create a modern Hebrew language, and they actually created a language. Biblical Hebrew, which is the only Hebrew that we spoke, has a few hundreds. It's in the hundreds, the amount of root words it has. Modern Hebrew has like thousands and thousands. It's mostly invented, it's taken from other languages. But they said Jews have to speak Hebrew, and this was way before they created a state. Jews need a language. They created a flag for the Jews. The Jews never had a flag because we're not a nationality. The Kurds have a flag even though they don't have a country. We didn't care what language we spoke. Jews in Spain spoke Spanish or Ladino. Some Jews spoke Yiddish. The Jews in Syria spoke Arabic. I have Syrian Jewish Orthodox friends. They refer to God as Allah, and they still use Arabic phrases. I learned from them. If Jews lived in China, he spoke Chinese. That's all. Didn't, you know what the language of the Jews is? is the Holy Torah. It's our studies, the contents, not the style in which you say it. If you speak positive about God, about the religion, about the Torah, if you study the Torah, you ask a question about it, you give a new insight to it, that's the language of the Jews. The Zionists hated that. So they made the Jews into, they claimed the Jews are a nationality and that Israel is a country that, and Zionism is based on two claims. Claim number one, the Jews are a nationality, political people, which was invented mostly by Heinrich Gretz. Two, that Israel is the country of that people. Both of those are false.
Can we agree about the points that are expressed here? If not, why not? Thank you all for your comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.